Knovigator is a 21st century knowledge base. Knovigator empowers you to record your research and thinking and to make connections between them. The basic unit of organization in Knovigator is the quest. A quest is just a titled list of short posts, similar to a Twitter thread. A quest can be used to model either a piece of writing, like the title and paragraphs of a blog, the query and curated results of a Google search, or a list of highlights from a video or article. Let's check out this quest of YouTube video highlights from the Joe Rogan Podcast with guest Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar claims that as part of a secret government program in the 80s, he worked on unidentified flying objects with capabilities far surpassing those of our civilization. In the video, Bob Lazar references a 2004 sighting of such a vehicle by Navy pilot Commander Fravor. Let's play this clip of Joe and Bob discussing the performance of these vehicles.
Video, I don't think there's something we have now that does that.
No.
In terms of like a human piloted craft. I mean, I don't know, obviously, with the government.
No, it's impossible. Nothing can move like that.
The way I describe it to my friends, and they said, what does this look like? I said, take a laser pointer and then have a wall and then move it around the wall. Like, you know how it moves around the wall? It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with inertia or physics, or it's not impeded in any way by the atmosphere. Yeah. That's what it looks like.
You're essentially separated from reality, as crazy as that sounds, with being encased its own gravitational envelope. Inertia is not going to affect it. And, you know, this is how some of those recent sightings with Commander David Fravor, I'm sure you've heard of the Tic Tac UFO. I mean, he describes exactly, the thing operates exactly the way I was describing.
The recollections and instrument readings of a trained military pilot should be much stronger evidence of extraterrestrial technology than just taking someone's word for it on a podcast. Let's do some research. If I wanted to, I could just open a new tab and launch a search through Google. But here I want to record the reason for my search and the context which inspired it. So I branch off a new quest from the Joe Rogan YouTube clip I just watched, and then use that to launch a search. For the purposes of this demo, I've already compiled the research in these open tabs. Now I want to save the most relevant content so I can refer to it in the future to use it to convince my friends of the existence of aliens. I hit the Chrome extension button when on the page I want to save. We can see that the Knovigator extension presents us with a list of our most recent quests, including the one I just launched, and so I can use that quest to tag the answers I am saving now. This makes it very convenient to just keep adding sources to the same quest. Let's save some more content.
Dude, there's a fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like...
As I get within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears.
What would you estimate the speed?
Oh, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off.
So from what you know about aerodynamics, mechanics, physics, should this be possible, what you saw?
Not with the technology that we have today. Not at all.
Even now, even 13 years later, is there anything that you know of capable of this kind of behavior?
No, there's nothing I know of. I mean, when we saw the video with the IR, it has no exhaust, no discernible things of anything form of propulsion. And this thing came from a dead hover over the water, just kind of moving around, to a climb up to about 12,000 feet to rapidly accelerating away in a climb, and in less than 2 seconds it was gone. And you figure you're talking 50 miles of visibility, and you can easily see an object that size easily out to 10 miles, and it just disappeared in seconds.
What would be the effects on a human pilot of the G-forces involved in that altitude change?
You know, talking to some physicists, they don't think the human body could handle that kind of force with that acceleration.
It doesn't sound like the human body could. So bottom line, what do you think this was?
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
When presumably you expressed that belief to your superiors, what did they say?
Actually, we
I now have a record of the sources that impact my beliefs about the existence of extraterrestrial life.
Look at that thing, dude.
within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears.
When the topic comes up in conversation, I have a single link that I can share to inform anyone interested in learning my perspective.